This video is sponsored by Skillshare. So we are gonna react / take a look / analyze the gaming gear that the HLTV top 10 players are using at the moment. I'll let you guys know which of their setup I think is the best and which was the most surprising for me, and we will keep track of how many specific models of mice and mouse pads there were. I'm recording this intro after I recorded the reaction part, and I can say that there were some surprises for me. So let's go ahead and start. The first player we are taking a look at is Kammyz. He plays in Virtus Pro and he's one of the best AWPers in the world. He's using the G-Pro Superlight. He has the Benq Exile 2546K, which is not surprising at all. And then he seems to be using the Exile PA and the HyperX Alloy Elite 2 keyboard. In regards to the monitor, mouse and the mousepad, these are top tier. I think these are some of the best options you can take. For the keyboard, I can't really complain too much. It's going to be okay for gaming. The headset is of course okay as well. A very good setup, and he seems to play with a medium kind of sensitivity, and he uses 1600 DPI as well. Then we got the young god Bit from Navi. It was his rookie year. I think he played in his first major and he actually won that, and he actually did not lose a single tournament if I remember correctly. He also finished the year with the highest headshot percentage, so very good aimer. His setup is not going to be a very big surprise. Of course, Navi is sponsored by Logitech, so he's gonna use the Superlight, and he also has the Benq Exile 2546, but not the K1. And he's using the Zowie GSR as his mousepad, and it's a very popular pad for CSGO players. For keyboard, he's not using the G915 TKL. I'm a little bit surprised about that. I would highly recommend for him to switch, and then he's using the G-Pro X headset, and yeah, it's a good headset. His sensitivity is actually really low. It's quite close to Nico if I remember correctly, and he plays with an insanely low sense. But does not seem to matter too much for him, as he does definitely hit those headshots. So for now we got two Superlights, and let's go ahead and see what Yekindar is using. He plays in Virtus Pro and he's one of the best entry packers in the world at the moment. So now we are going back to the roots, and Yekindar is using the Zowie EC2, and for the mousepad he is using the Logitech G640. It's not a very good mousepad in my opinion. For keyboard he has the HyperX Alloy FPS RGB and HyperX Cloud 2 as the headset. And to no one's surprise, he is using the Benq Exile 2546K. It's an okay setup, but I would upgrade it to the EC2C and get a better mousepad myself. Yekindar's sensitivity seems to be around that medium tier. It's almost 1000 EDPI, so it's not super low but not fast by any means. Then on to Electronic, and he also plays for Navi, and he's a rifler, a very consistent one at that. And as Navi is sponsored by Logitech, there is no surprise that he is using the Superlight. And as a mousepad, he is using the Logitech G640, which is again not the best mousepad. Electronic then again is using the Logitech G915 TKL, which is in my opinion one of the better keyboards for gaming, and he's also using the G-Pro X headset. And surprise surprise, the Benq Exile 2546K. The sensitivity is kind of there in the medium or medium to low tier. It's not high by any means, but not the slowest I've seen. Then quickly on the Hobbit, and he plays for Gambit. I do not actually know that much about him. He always seems very consistent when I watch him, and he's also a rifler. If I had to guess what kind of gear he would use, I would guess Zowie EC2, maybe the QCK Heavy or something, so let's go ahead and take a look. But it's actually the Extra for M4 wireless, and I'm actually very surprised about this one. The M4 is a very good mouse, and I know that some people have used the previous M4 wired versions, but I did not realize that somebody has gone with the wireless one already. For the mousepad it's the QCK Plus, so I wasn't correct about that either, and the keyboard G512, I haven't even heard of this one, and HyperX Cloud 2, and surprise surprise, a Benq Exile 240Hz monitor. And for sensitivity it's around that 800 EDPI, which seems to be very popular. Moving on to the next one, and that's actually Exile. It was very fun to watch him in 2021. He is one of the best riflers in the game at the moment for sure. He has very good mechanics, and he's only 19 years old, so there is a lot of time in his career still. Exile is for sure using a Zowie mouse, so yeah, it's a Zowie EC2 Glassy. He's using the Benq Exile 2546K, no surprise there. And the mousepad Razer Goliathus Control. This is not that popular at all. I haven't tried any Razer pad in a long time, so maybe I should actually try one soon. For keyboard he's using a HyperX keyboard and the HyperX Cloud 2 as a headset. Sensitivity is actually quite high compared to the other ones, so it's 1200 EDPI. Anyway, it's been very fun to watch Exile as a player in 2021, and I expect big things from him in 2022. Then the last one, and that's Shiro from Gambit, and he plays the AWP for them. I don't know that much about him, to be honest. I haven't watched Gambit that much, and every time I do, it seems to be Exile dominating, but of course Shiro does dominate as well. So let's take a look at what he's using, and okay, it's the G-Pro X Superlight. He's using the Benq XL2546K again. Zowie GSR, slow mousepad. It's very popular in CSGO again. HyperX Allo Origin 60, Logitech G-Pro X headset. Okay, quite standard kind of setup. And again, he's using 800 EDPI, so a very popular sensitivity. I've already taken a look at Simple and ZywOo, so we're gonna skip them, and I'm gonna take a separate look at Nico as well, because his sensitivity and setup is quite interesting, and I wanna kind of try it myself. From these, I will have to say that in my opinion, Jamie or Ja-Mei, or however you pronounce his name, had the best and the most modern setup. I myself like the Superlight and the Vaxi PA combo quite a lot. The biggest surprise for me surely was Hobbit. I did not expect any extra 5 mice in the top 10 whatsoever. Not because they are bad by any means, but because Vaxi, Logitech and Zowie are so popular among top CSGO players. Another surprise for me was also the fact that in these positions there were no Vaxi mice. Of course, in the top 10 ZywOo is using one, and if you did not see my analysis of his gaming gear, check it out in the card here. For monitors, it really is not a surprise that everybody is using a Benq 240Hz monitor. The performance is absolute top tier in terms of input latency and motion clarity, plus the configuration options are by far the best from any gaming monitor. And on top of that, of course, most LAN tournaments are using these monitors for my knowledge. For mice, then again, it does look like Logitech is taking over because there were 4 people using Superlights. Then we had 2 Zowie EC2s and not actually the C-series ones if the information is correct on Pro settings. And of course that one Xtrfy M4 wireless. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like me to take a look at the 10 to 20 placed players as well. Or if there is some other game with the top 10 best players list that I should check out. Let's quickly talk about Skillshare, and actually the first 1000 of you that will click the link on the description will get a 1 month free trial. So you can start learning yourself right now. They've got plenty of great stuff. For example, for me, there is video editing, video creation, video planning, web development, and everything like that. The content is also very well made, there are no ads, and it's very concise, which is very important for me who has a day job, has a YouTube channel, and likes to game a lot. So I don't need to invest that much time, but I do get a lot of return value from there. What I recently have been doing is that I decided to start learning English pronunciation a little bit more. So I've been listening to these American English pronunciation lessons from Cloud English, and of course I still have a long way to go. I just started the course, but there have already been some good tips, and the format is very good, so I can just listen to it on the background while I game or do something else. That's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button, and see you in the next one.